One of my best growing investments of 2021. It's been a crazy past couple of years, but in 2021, I saw growth in a lot of my investments that I've done. I have money invested in many different places, but I want to talk about one that has had an amazing increase and share it with you today. This probably is not going to surprise you much, but what had a great increase for me was my rental properties. My single family houses went up tremendously in value. In addition to that, my rents went up. I want to show you, let's jump to the whiteboard here. So in 2019, my house values went up 5.5. In 2020, they went 11.8, and in 2024, they went up 24.6. I'm sorry, 2021, it went 24.46. That is amazing because we got 24, what is that, 35, 37, like 38% increase over 3 years, which basically means if I had a house that were worth $250,000, and that house today is worth 38% more, which is approximately, let's grab my handy dandy calculator, times 0.38. So that's approximately another $95,000. So that house is now worth $350,000. Look at all the equity. And if I bought it at a decent deal, let's say I bought it for 200 or something, I have got a ton of equity in this property. And I have a lot of equity in the property. But the other piece of this is how much rents have gone up. Okay. In my area since 2019, okay, this is the Washington Post. They've got an interactive map here that's kind of helpful. In my area since 2019, rents have gone up 21.5%, okay? That is a massive increase in rents, which is also to the benefit of those who hold properties long-term. So basically, if I was renting the property for $1,000, I'm now renting the property for $1,210. That is a drastic increase in rental prices. So what I want to talk about today is why you should be not just looking at wholesale fix and flip, but you should also be looking at long-term holds, because just like this, when you see markets go up, and we have seen markets go up over the long term. Let's take a look at this. This is house values over time, okay? So in 1970s, the average median house was 24,000. 1980, average was 63,000. You can see just over that 10 years, it more than doubled. Let's see, it more than doubled, okay? 1980 to 1990, we're seeing house prices go from 64 to 126. It doubled. We're seeing house prices 1990 to 2000 go from 120 to 163. It did not double, but what did it go up? 30%, 40%? 2020 to 2010, which, by the way, this was during the big real estate crash or correction. That was 2009. So from 2000, 165, to 2010, went up from $22,000, $175 to $22,000, okay? But even, let's just say you bought at the worst possible time, at $257, you bought right during 2008. Well, guess what? Today, it's worth $411. I think what we're seeing here, guys, is if you're looking at the long term, the 10-year plan, you're seeing real estate just go up. You can see the trajectory. It's going straight up. And that's what it's about, holding long-term real estate, which is one of the best things I believe in, is holding good properties for the long term. Likewise, I want to talk a little bit about rents here. So we have seen rents just skyrocket over the years, right? Average rents in 1940 was $27. Well, look, in 1990, it's $447. We'll jump 10 years ahead to 2000, it's $602. It's gone up $200. And we go from $602 in 2020 to 2022 at $1,104. What I'm trying to say here, guys, is over the long run, I am convinced that real estate will continue to go up. There is only so much land and there is only so much dirt, and there are so many great locations that you can have. With that in mind, you're buying properties, you've got to look on the long term. If you're holding something for a 10-year plus, statistically, over historical, you are going to end up in a higher value than what it was 10 years ago. Now, could there be a correction on that 10th year? Sure, and you got to hold it for a few more years. Yes, those things happen, but we're talking long-term perspective. Secondly, I am convinced that rents are just going to continue to go up. Why? Because house values are going to continue to go up, prices are going to continue to go up, which is one of the great things. A lot of people are concerned about inflation and what happens there. Well, if you own property, you're not as concerned about inflation because you value your properties continue to go up as well. The name of the game here is make sure you're diversifying your investment strategy. You just don't want to do fix and flips. You just don't want to do wholesales. You also want to be keeping some of those properties for yourself to grow long term, to let the property values increase, to see rents that are increases as we see every single decade. And in addition to that, you're having a tenant that is paying down the amortization and growing more equity in your property. So think about how you can do this and how you can apply some of these things to yourself so you can see an amazing increase years to come from now. Have a very great day and make it a profitable day.